What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. We're finally back for... Let me scoot over. We're finally back for the Lego Let's Build the Stinger Mantis from Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor. We're finally getting back into it. And I'm so excited. And I'm excited for y'all to be here. It's been almost a month, which is insane. The holidays were insane for me. For those who don't know, I started a new job. Started a new job. Started training for said new job. Well, new position, same job. Training, the holidays. It was just a lot. So I appreciate y'all being patient and coming in, hanging out now that we're finally getting back into the build. Here's what we built last time. The beautiful rear end of the Mantis. Yeah, it looks a little sus right now, sublight, but you know, we're into it. Let me take some time to... Let me try to recenter myself here. There we go. That's better. You can kind of see behind me, I'm starting to get the shelf together. You can see a couple pop figures back there. I want to say that's Darth Treya behind my head. But the shelf's not all together yet. We're getting there. We've made lots of progress, but there's always more progress to be made. So we built a large part of it last time. And as I've mentioned before, for those who are not aware, this is not an official Lego build. This is a Lego mock created by 2Bricks. This is their 2023 Stinger Mantis model. So it's not official, but honestly, it's probably better than if Lego ever did put out a Stinger Mantis. This would probably be better. So I'm excited to get into it. How was everybody else's holiday? I know we're a little late talking about that. We've had the winter holidays, we had the new year, but I feel like it's been so long. I'm in full Maul Shadow Lord mode personally, but there's a lot of exciting things to look forward to in 2026. I put up a poll for those who haven't seen it already. Make sure you let me know what you're most excited for in 2026. I actually posted this on my community tab, I think it was yesterday, and when I checked earlier today, there was 100 responses on it. And the overall consensus was Maul Shadow Lord, like by 75%. And I love that, because I'm excited for that show as well. So, let's get into it. Lots of long walks this Christmas, a few cousin walks too. I wish, well, I don't partake in what is partaken in cousin walks personally, but I wish that was a thing that my cousins and I would do. Like, maybe I just want to, you know, have a couple mixed drinks before dinner. Is that so wrong? But my only cousin that comes has a child now, so... She's in her mom era. All right, we're already starting, and I don't see the piece that I need to start. Let me make sure I've got all the pieces I need here. Or did I? Oh, I already built this. Ha! Okay, let me scroll down in my instructions to get to where we actually are. I thought I had scrolled far enough, but once again, this is a Lego mock, so there's no physical instruction book, so I've got this up on my iPad. And it does not like to save my place. Alright, here we go. Also, before we get started, make sure that you like the stream if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, that way you don't miss out on any of my Star Wars content. So we're going to start building today the kind of rotation piece that the wing goes on. So that's what we're getting into right now. And it's pretty funky. At least I think it's pretty funky. I hope everyone can hear me okay. I'm not too loud. Not too loud and not too quiet. What is it about Shadowlord that has me hyped? Well, I love Star Wars animation. I've said it a million times and I'll continue to say it. It's my favorite part of Star Wars. So more Star Wars animation, that's like what I look forward to most. And I enjoyed the Bad Batch, but the Bad Batch was not necessarily for me, if that makes sense. I'm not a huge, I love the Clone Wars, but the clones are not the reason why I like the Clone Wars. So, I like clone stories, but I'm excited to get into the literal nitty-gritty, the shady underworld, and get back to Maul, who's become such a crazy character in all the things that he's progressed from since the Phantom Menace. I put out a video talking about the potential of a Maul vs. Vader duel, which has actually been getting lots of views recently on YouTube, so thank you all for that. But I'm excited to get into Maul, and I'm actually working on another video right now because, like I said, I'm in my Maul Shadowlord era, and just kind of talking about Maul's evolution and kind of what's going to happen with him after this series. Hi, Eric. Yeah, Scotty is back. Somehow, Scotty's returned. But yeah, that's why I'm excited about Shadowlord. Also, Force users, who doesn't love shows with lightsabers? And I think in the Bad Batch, we got technically 2. We had Kanan in the first episode during Order 66, and we got Ventress, obviously. So more lightsabers, more Force. Also, this Twi'lek apprentice that Maul's taking on, I'm really excited to see what that dynamic turns out to be. Oh, you just dropped a new episode of Honest to Claude with Bitches of Dathomir? That's exciting. Did you all talk about Maul Shadowlord? You know, Shadowlord does have a high potential to feature Ventress as well. That is true. That's not I'm not betting on that. I would love it. And I mean, I actually talked about it in the video that I did talking about how similar Maul and Asajj Ventress's stories are. So the potential to see the two of them together, we've only seen them together once in the Clone Wars season 5, I want to say, in that episode where she kind of by circumstance teams up with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Her and Obi-Wan fight Savage and Maul, and they basically leave them stranded in an old freighter, and that's when Death Watch finds them afterwards. Thanks, Sublight. I actually watched your video recently talking about the King of Tatooine, Bib Fortuna. That was a good video. I just watched it, I want to say maybe last week, so I'm a little late. But better late than never, you know what I mean? You talked about High Republic, Zillow Ray, and okay, well, alright. I'm not even gonna ask. Just gonna leave it at that. I can't remember how many of these pieces I have to build, but I have to build a bunch of these pieces to create a circle. Okay, I spoke too soon. I have to do this 3 times. So here's number 1. Let's move a little faster this time, and we'll build 2 at a time. Luke and Leia. Okay. I was I don't know where we're going with this, but sounds like a very interesting conversation. Also, if anyone, follows me on social media, if Twitter and the other socials aren't shadow banning me, I've also been obsessed with Heated Rivalry. So if you've been following me, sorry if you haven't watched it, but also you totally should. I'm currently reading the first book of that series right now as well. That kind of took over my life while I wasn't doing Star Wars content, while I was training for the past month. Maul Shadow Band. Yeah, maybe I should change that to my Twitter name. I saw recently, and I reposted it to my Instagram story, that, what is it, Pod of Rebellion? That's the Star Wars Rebels cast podcast. They posted that edit of Heated Rivalry with Callus and Zeb. I was like, oh my god, I am obsessed. This is hilarious. And kind of works for them. They were definitely enemies to lovers. Your wife inhaled Heated Rivalry. I think I inhaled it too, honestly. She keeps talking about one of their booties. Yeah, Connor's story. I have never seen an ass like that. I don't even know how it's possible. You should watch it though. Yeah. Well, what do you mean by... Oh, do you have like a alt Twitter, Eric? And arguing with fascists on Instagram? Yeah, they're all over the place, unfortunately. Okay, we've got 2 more pieces. All right, so now we don't actually connect these pieces. We just sit them like this because they will eventually get connected. But for now, they just go like that. I believe it, Eric. Have I seen the Anakin Paul Atreides edits? No. I have not, so please send me one so I know what you're talking about after the stream. Why do I know? Oh, Paul Atreides, isn't that from Dune? Isn't that Tim Chalamet's character? I really don't like Dune. I found it to be... The first movie felt like just a bunch of setup with no payoff. And then the second movie was... I don't know, I can't get into the Dune universe. I like high fantasy, but I don't know. I don't know what it is about Dune, but it's not for me. I've heard good things about the show about the witch people. The Bene Gesserit or whatever the hell they're called. My friends were actually just telling me about that. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll check it out. I think there's a new Game of Thrones universe show starting as well on Sunday, I want to say. So I'm definitely going to check that out too. Really? You think you'd be a Dune guy instead of a Star Wars guy? Hey, no one's saying you can't make Dune content. And speaking of making content, I love making Star Wars content. And I had to fight the urge to make some kind of content about Heated Rivalry. But it was so nice at the same time to just be watching something and get to enjoy it. And not feel like I have to rush to get reactions or breakdowns or whatever from it. Not all high fantasy will be our cup of tea. That is correct, Eric. Hey, Crystal, which one did you vote for in the poll? I'm sure it was Ahsoka Season 2 because of how much you love live-action Hera. Just kidding. We all know it was The Mandalorian and Grogu. Funny enough, I mentioned this earlier. I posted a poll on my community tab, or whatever it's called now, and Mandalorian and Grogu did not have a lot of votes for what most people were excited for. I was very surprised. And let me tell you, I'm not excited for the movie either. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna watch it, but it just, I don't know. And it's probably because we don't know anything about it. Look at this. I know, Crystal, they needed you to come rally the stands. But it doesn't surprise me that my subscribers, or at least the people that saw the poll, voted for Maul Shadowlord, because one, it's probably the next thing to come out, but also, like, I talk a lot about Star Wars animation. I would say it's like my bread and butter, because as I mentioned, it's my favorite part of Star Wars. So it doesn't surprise me that the people who subscribe to me that saw my community tab are also most excited for the new animated show. All right, I'm missing. Here we go. Sublight said Ahsoka Season 2. Okay. I mean, Ahsoka Season 2 has the potential to improve on all the things that I was meh about with Season 1. And it looks like it's going to be more high fantasy. Get into the funkiness of Star Wars. So, yeah, there's a lot of potential there. It could be really good. I hope it's better than Season 1. I liked Season 1, but there's a lot I didn't like about it as well. And still, the whole Dave Filoni being the only writer, I don't like that. And that does not give me hope that the writing's going to be any better than Season 1. Do I think Maul is coming out before Mando and Grogu? Great question. I actually think Maul will be airing when Mando and Grogu comes out. And the reason why is because the tie-in comic, it's like a prequel comic to the series, and I always forget what it's called. Oh, it's Shadow of Maul. I always want to call it Maul Lord of Shadows for some reason, but it's Shadow of Maul. And it starts coming out on March 4th. And it's a 5-issue comic, and it's a prequel to the series. So I am thinking that if it's going to release first, and I think they would want to release the whole comic series before the show comes out, that wouldn't give us until at the earliest mid-April for Maul Shadowlord to start airing, and maybe they would do a May 4th release. Either way, I think that it's going to be airing while Mando and Grogu, like when it comes out. So I think we'll be midway through the show. Well, maybe not midway through the show, but we'll be into the show when Mando and Grogu finally releases. That's going to be fun. Did I see your mention of heated rivalry, Eric? I did not. What time is it, Sublight? I want to say, when I've talked about having Sublight on as a guest previously, it's like 3 p.m. for him on Wednesday. Tell me if I'm wrong. But I think I'm right. It's still Lego lunchtime. Well, I had a lot of extra pieces with this, so you would have been in heaven. It is not Monday. You're ahead of us, and it's Tuesday here. Look how weird this is. Like, this build, until I get it all together, it is not sturdy at all. All right, so we're gonna put that to the side for now. And for those who weren't here when I first started, this is going to be the piece that goes onto the ship that kind of connects the wing. And I'm curious as to how far we're going to get on the wing tonight, because the wing, when I was first putting the set together, the wing took a minute to build that wing. I mean, it's like this big or this long, so we might be building the wing for 2 streams, but we'll see. Sometimes I surprise myself in how much I get done in a stream, and it also depends on how much y'all are active in the chat, because if y'all are active in the chat, I definitely get way less done. But that's the fun part, because we get to chat with each other. And now that I'm out of training, we can get back to consistent streams. First week back at work. I wish I was good with PTO, because I am not. I'm like, yes, I would love a random Tuesday off. No, I don't need to bank my PTO. It is a well-endowed wing, that's correct. I don't know if y'all clocked it, but I am wearing a Episode 2 Attack of the Clones t-shirt by one of my favorite brands, Rucking Fountain. It's pretty great. Oh my god. Okay, Sublight. So I know you're usually at work at this time. I don't know if y'all use Microsoft Teams, but if you post those eyes in the mouth in Teams just by itself, I did it today and sent it in one of my work chats. Oh my god, it's terrifying. The eyes start like googling around and the mouth moves. Yeah. I recommend doing it, but it's terrifying. I'm excited for 2026 and what it's going to bring for Star Wars. I know, I feel like, and I'm not going to lie, because even I am less excited about it. I was really excited for Visions Presents The Ninth Jedi, the limited series. However, the short from Visions Volume 3 did not get me hyped. I don't want to say it like downplayed my... Well, yeah, it didn't ruin my hype, but it did downplay it a bit because I didn't love that short. Actually, I haven't finished Visions Volume 3. I have the 2 probably most talked about episodes not watched, which is it Black? Is that the one that's like black and white and it's got the colors and it's got the stormtroopers? And then Bird of Paradise. Haven't watched either. I should probably get back to that. I know. It was an epic nerd fail. But I was like, you know what? I'm just not loving this. I'm not hooked. And I don't have to finish it. Well, I don't have to finish it immediately. Obviously, I'm going to finish it, but... I have no idea what this piece is about to be. Oh, you know what? I think this is going to be the piece that the side wing goes to. You know, speaking of canon, that's an interesting point because the Ninth Jedi is supposed to take place, I don't remember exactly, I want to say 3,000 years after the Rise of Skywalker. So it's like, it's not canon, but we know where it takes place in the timeline, which is very interesting and a bit confusing, to be honest, because I'm like, so is it canon or is it not? Is it like a different multiverse? Okay, Okay, there is a bright white piece that I do not have in front of me right now. Let's see if it's in bag 3. Oh my god, not the Tears of Canon. I know, and people are pissed. So like, why get rid of Legends if you're just gonna make Legends again? And Disney said, because these are our Legends. Where the hell is that white piece? Huh. Well, I might have to get up really quick and get that piece. Okay, so, yep, I already fucked up. Oh. Not black has to be one of the single most bizarre things you've ever seen, Star Wars or not. I was hearing good things about it. Would you not say it's good? Hi, Andrew. How are you? I like the username. Alright, so there's that. Oh. Okay, hold on. I'm missing a bunch of white pieces. So this happened last stream too. I'm just going to go ahead and open these bags because they're what we're going to start with next anyway. 1 second. I have no idea. This is the joy of Mox. I'm going to go ahead and open these bags up. Hopefully it has the pieces that I do not have in front of me currently. But luckily I've got a ton of pieces in a bag in my closet that were extra, so we'll be okay regardless. It's not in the pantry. Oh, if you know, you know. Okay, obviously I don't know. If I had a co-host reading chats aloud, probably. Then I'd have to be on time and, you know, things like that. I guess I'm not going to open this one yet because I feel like that's just like too much. I mean, who comes to a Scotty Holiday stream expecting perfection? You know what I mean? Okay, I am going to have to get the piece out of the closet after all, because I need it for this next part. Okay, I'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay, I figured out where I went wrong. And y'all are gonna judge me. That's okay. So I realized this piece here, these pieces right here, are what I need. Clearly, I did not pay attention when I was taking it apart. So that explains why I couldn't find the pieces. So thank you all for bearing with me while I'm getting my life together over here. However, that does mean I'm going to have to take this apart actively now. So, one moment. How are we doing with our poll? Currently, Ahsoka Season 2 is winning. Okay. We've got 60% Ahsoka Season 2, 20% Maul Shadowlord, 20% Mandalorian and Grogu, and none for Visions Presents. You didn't vote, Eric. Why didn't you vote? Inquiring minds must know. You know what? I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to move it off camera. Because I want to make sure that we get through everything. You can't decide. Okay, well, what are your tops? Exactly, like Crystal said, vote. She just wants you to vote for the Mandalorian and Grogu. All right. Okay, I think we lucked out. I think it was just those three pieces. Eric, it's okay if you want to vote for the Mando and Grogu film. I'm just turning into a Mando hater. Not because I think Mando is bad or anything. It's just not my flavor. Maybe that'll be next week's poll. Do we think Ventress will be in Maul Shadowlord? Because if I recall, when we did our celebration stream on Wayseekers, I want to say it was Katrina who said that they thought Ventress might be in Shadowlord, and that's something I hadn't thought about at the time. But when I did my Maul and Ventress kind of comparison video, I was like, they have a lot in common. So who's to say she won't appear? Here we go. Look, we're getting somewhere. It's giving the Ring of Sion from the Ahsoka series. You know what? And speaking of the Ahsoka series, I got the Marok Black series because, not because I was like, oh my god, I love Marok, but because I was like, he's hot. I'm going to objectify him. And so I kind of started a joke of collecting figures that I referred to as my boyfriends. Marok is one of them. Also Antok Merrick, because, you know, he's daddy. And I just ordered a new Black Series figure to add to the collection. Now, I'm going to let y'all guess who one of my other Star Wars boyfriends is. And I'll give you a hint. it's a character that was in a 2020... Was it 2025? No. In a 2024 release. It's a character from a series that came out in 2024. Not Marok Hard. I already have Dagan Gera, but that's a great great guess, Eric. And I want to say that came out, I think Survivor came out in 2023. But yeah, Dagon's a great option. I already have his Black series. But you know what? Great idea. Why didn't I think? Because I was like, I don't know where I'm going to put Dagon. I want to display him on my shelf, but like, I don't necessarily want to shove him in the Cal Kestis shrine. He can go on my boyfriend's shelf. Duh. Dagon is totally an angry bottom. I agree. Oop, I just broke that piece. This is going great. Neil is a child, therefore he is not included. All right, watch this magic. Look at that. And now it's in place because of these two little pegs. Neil's dad. Oh my God. Neil's dad looks like he would hate crime me. And Neil's dad looks like a Trump supporter. That's the vibe I get from him. Not a vibe I want to fuck with. Okay. Now we can move on. Here's where we are. We've started the wing because the wing's got to rotate. Y'all are completely missing. You're completely... it's like... I feel like when I say who it's going to be, y'all are going to be like, oh, duh. Sexier than Admiral Trench. Definitely sexy. Admiral Trench, not so much. He even got... Oh my God, I don't know if y'all just heard that car that just drove by, but that was really loud. You know what? This is hard because I can think of two characters that would be a perfect guess. And honestly, maybe I need to get the other one. But this character has a sexy moment in the media that they appeared in. They came out in 2024. Neil's dad definitely stormed the Senate. Exactly. You know exactly what I'm talking about. He calls Mon Mothma woke. Which works for the era because she is the Chancellor. The Stranger? No, it is not the Stranger. But as I was thinking about this, I was like, fuck. It could be the Stranger. But it's not him. But I feel like I need to go get him now. Eric, you got it. It's Yord. I literally thought to myself, I was like, okay, do I want any Acolyte Black Series figures? I was like, I'm not like super attached to any of the characters because unfortunately we didn't get enough time with them. But that's besides the point. But I was like, if I did get one, it would probably be Yord. And I almost bought him forever ago, but I decided not to. And then recently when I was looking at like just what are some figures that I wanted in the cost, I saw he was on sale. So I said, you know what? Cheers. Now's the time we're getting Yord. So he arrived today, but I have not unboxed him yet. Extra ordinary. I mean, he's so like goofy, and he doesn't try to be goofy, but I really like a goofy person when it comes to what I look for in a potential partner. So the goofier, the better. Speaking of Black Series, did y'all see that super sick Lord Starkiller figure that's coming out? I'm not gonna buy it, but it looks really good. All right, I think, yeah, here we go. See, I had labels. I labeled my bags. The snack series. Okay. Let's see. We need 2 of these and 4 of these. I know, for those who didn't see the Lord Starkiller reveal, something that they are doing is they're doing he's like the 3rd figure that Hasbro's put out with a wired cape, meaning that the actual fabric cape has wire in it, so that way you can position it to kind of give like a more dynamic like appearance, I guess. And someone else that they have not made a Black Series of, but that I was like, oh, they would be a perfect character for a wired cape, Mother Talzin. And if they do make a Mother Talzin Black Series, which they should if we've got fucking Watto and Kaminoans and Geonosians, but that's just my opinion. She'd be perfect for a wired cape. Yeah, he does have like 6 to 8 lightsaber hilts that he comes with. And I talked about this on the last stream. This is completely unrelated to what we're talking about, but I love that 2Bricks, when designing this set, all these inner pieces that are like not actually seen on the outside, they went with red. Like, as you can see, looking at this, you see the innards that are all red, but everything else, there's no red on the outside. I just thought that was neat. Yeah, Watto. Why we needed Watto. Oh, the snack series is my husbando shelf. Okay, I could see that. We'll have to play with it, see how that works. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna display them too, because I can't just like have them all standing. Too bad you can't take the shirt off the Yord figure or the stranger. This is such an interesting part of the build. What color scheme would I go with for the Mantis set if I got to choose? Well, that's going to be a really boring answer, because it would be this one, the official Mantis colors. I think the only thing I might do different, and I've seen it with other mock builds, they just weren't as detailed and like cool looking and large scale as this one. Just not with the bright colors. So I do more of a muted blue, darker gray, more muted white. Like, these colors are very vibrant, but like the Mantis in-game is not super vibrant. Because, you know, it's not brand new. It's seen some things, especially by the time of Survivor. Do you see this shit? Like, this is so crazy. Here's my follow-up question to you, Sublight, and everyone else in the chat who's played Jedi Survivor. Or I guess Jedi Fallen Order, because I don't think you could change the Mantis in Survivor. What color scheme did y'all use for the Mantis? I tried changing it up. I was fine with the standard colors, which I know is a really boring answer, but you know, that's why it was my game. Hey, Night Slasher, I do have the Cal Kestis minifigure. So, I mean, I'm going to kind of be a little silly and point out the fact that I'm going to take apart the Cal Kestis minifigure and put him in the final bag. So I do build him, like, quote unquote, build him with the set. So yeah, I got the Cal figure. He is going to get built and put with the set. I've got the BD1 figure that came with the BD1. Actually, I think I have two. I have the official BD1 that came with the BD1 UCS set, and then I think it's just a standard BD droid that came with the Lego Advent Calendar for this year, or for 2025. So we got options. I will say, I got a different lightsaber blade color for Cal Kestis for my minifigure. And I'm not going to tell y'all what that is, but if you watched any of my live streams, I'm sure you will already be able to guess what it is. What color it is. But I'm not going to confirm it. You'll just have to wait until we finish the build. You want the Cal figure, Sublight? I mean, honestly, just go buy the Star Destroyer that he comes with. That's what I did. I bought the whole Star Destroyer just for the Cal Kestis minifigure, and I have no shame. Great, now we're missing a red piece. You said you finally booted up your PC to play Survivor and it looked horrible. That sucks. Have you not played it yet, Sublight? I am playing it on... I bought a PS5 to be able to play it. So I played it on PS5, and I actually just finished playing Jedi Survivor not too long, or Jedi Fallen Order for the first time in a while on my PS5. I don't remember if it looked any different or not from when I played it originally on my Xbox, but I'm sure it did. Yeah, Eric, I feel that I gotta do audio editing when I finish this stream. Gotta do some audio editing for a video script I finally finished and recorded last night, so I feel that the art never ends. Thanks for coming out. Have a good night. Also, as I mentioned previously, if you haven't already, make sure that you like the video and like the stream. Well, yeah, like the stream. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That way you don't miss out on any of my Star Wars content. Like I said, I've got a new video I'm working on, and I'm really excited about it, as you know, as one is when they're working on a new video. So I think y'all are gonna like it. Oh, hey Brian, how are you this evening? Thanks for popping in. I guess since a few new people have popped in, I should point out I have built this so far. We've built the back of the Mantis, and we built this piece here. We're working on kind of the wing mechanism that makes it rotate. Yeah, see, I'm glad I mentioned what we're doing because people keep popping in. Hey, Brennan, how are you tonight? And like I asked everybody earlier, how is everybody's holiday? How is everybody's New Year? It's been a month, a little bit more than a month since we started this build, so sorry about that, but I appreciate y'all coming and hanging out. Also, check out the poll in the chat. Let me know which 2026 Star Wars release you're most excited for. I think it's no surprise to anyone that I am most excited for Maul Shadow Lord. Great holiday. I'm glad to hear that, Brennan. That's good. Did I screw something up? No. Oh, I see. I had a nice holiday too. As I mentioned, I was actually training for my new position at work for the last 3 weeks of December. So I was very tired the majority of my holiday, which was unfortunate because I feel like I wasn't as present as I could have been. Because they had me working 8 to 5, which I did it, but it took me a minute to catch back up on the correct sleep schedule, which is another reason why I wasn't streaming, because I was like, I can't even stay up. I'd be falling asleep at 9 p.m. And then just the end of last week, I got horribly sick with my sinuses. So I feel like I'm finally getting over that, getting back into the swing of things in the new year. So thank you all for your patience. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Brian. You said the kids had a great time and your parents came up to visit from Florida. I hope they were prepared for the cold in comparison. I went away for Thanksgiving, but I stayed local for Christmas. I'm trying to think of all the things that I did. I feel like there's things that I did and I'm forgetting. Like I said, it was a blur. I do not suggest training for a new job starting December 15th. And like I said, I trained for 3 weeks. However, do you want to know how many full days of training I had? 10. In 3 weeks, I had 10 days of training. So we're just the meme of the dog in the room with everything burning that says this is fine. That's me. Oh, hell yeah. Apartment hunting and you have a tour scheduled on Saturday for a place that you think you like. I love that. That's really exciting. I obviously, and I've mentioned this before, but I moved back in October, at the end of October. So I still feel like I'm still getting settled in. Literally right now, I have no light in my kitchen and I have no shower in my master bathroom because there was a leak. So it's never ending. Luckily, that's going to be covered and it's in the process that everything's ripped out. Adjuster came today to kind of figure out how much money they're going to give me to replace it. So getting in new houses, new apartments, new condos, new dwellings is a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work at the same time. Like I said, I'm just getting the shelf behind me like presentable. So just give yourself grace when it comes to moving. I'm trying to do that for myself. Are you going to be living by yourself, Andrew? I'm living by myself for the first time. Technically not the first time because I did live by myself for 5 months before, but I was struggling financially and mentally. So I don't really count that time. Yeah, that's exciting. I'm enjoying living by myself. I lived with my best friend for 7 years. I think it was 7 years before I just moved. I lived with my partner at the time for 2 years before that. I lived with one of my old friends for 2 years before that. And then I lived with 2 people who I do not speak to the first time I moved out for a year. The first year that I moved out. So this is the first time, like I said, that I feel like I'm really living on my own and I'm really enjoying it. I just wish my house felt more put together. But the world doesn't stop and we continue moving. I hope everything works out with the apartment. You'll have to let us know. Oops. There we go. Look at this thing that I'm building. Like, what are we doing here? It's so funky. Now, I will say that this is probably this is probably the least interesting part of the build, because we're building these super weird pieces that are technically like the innards of the ship that are just going to help it rotate. It's not like on the outside where you're going to see it and it's going to look pretty. So just keep that in mind. Obviously, once we get into like the actual interior of the ship, which, as I've mentioned, but if you were not aware, is fully detailed, the interior of the Mantis in this build. So that's going to be really fun. And all the things that 2Bricks was able to stuff in there for this build, amazing. But that was one of the big reasons that I got it. Let's see how we're doing on our poll. Well, Ahsoka Season 2 has dropped from number 1. It's now at 33%. Mandalorian and Grogu is now at the top at 44%. And Maul Shadowlord is at 22%. Which is insane, because as I mentioned earlier in the stream, I posted this same poll to my community tab, and it was like 75% Maul Shadowlord, and there was at least 100 answers at that point in the day. That was earlier this evening, so I don't know how many there is now. Speaking of numbers as well, I actually just noticed the other day, I hit 1,200 subscribers. So thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my channel recently. I'm trying to work on getting more content out more frequently again, especially since we're not doing the podcast right now, so I have time to kind of focus. And now that I'm moved in and kind of settled, trying to get back into the content game. I feel like it's always hard after the holidays specifically, because you want to take a little break and then it's like, oh, but I'm enjoying my break, but I really want to make stuff, but like I also want to rot and play The Sims, or do things with my friends. So I'm getting back into the grind of the content. And don't get me wrong, I don't mean that in a negative way at all, because I do love making it. But it's always a struggle to like start back up for me. But all this to say, thank you all so much for those who have subscribed recently. It means a lot to me. The Maul vs. Vader video is getting a lot of views, and that's where a lot of the newer subscribers have come from. So don't worry, making more Maul Shadowlord speculation. Y'all know I'll talk about Star Wars animation all day. I'm going to talk about it all day until I get my Ventress Hidden Path animated show. All right. Okay. Are we? Nope, we're not combining it yet. So we've got, I want to say this is the front part and the back part that'll kind of stack and connect to the wing here. And as I mentioned before, it's a very interesting looking piece. See, look at this. It's so funky. What other Star Wars content has everybody else been consuming while there's been nothing new coming out? Have I consumed any Star Wars content recently? Yeah, I guess like I said, I've been playing Jedi Survivor on and off. But I think that's really it, because Heated Rivalry is the other content I'm just consuming. That, and like I said, I've been playing The Sims. Okay, now we're connecting. This is going to go here. This is going to go here. See, look at this. What is this? It's so cool and so weird. But this is a part of the Mantis. We got to make that wing swivel somehow. Alright, we're going to put this to the side for now. And I think we're going to start building the piece that goes here. I could be wrong, but we're building 2 of these. Speaking of new things in 2026, one thing I am not going to be purchasing is the Smart Brick Lego sets. What the hell are those Smart Brick Lego sets? Before it was even officially announced, I was like, this seems kind of dumb. And it was released, and I still think it seems kind of dumb. Like, it feels like it's a really good idea for kids, like younger kids with Legos and whatnot, because the idea of being able to have your Legos like make sound effects, and depending on the character that you have in a ship or next to another character or whatever. I think it sounds like a really cool idea in theory. However, the cost, and if you're buying this for your child, I would not be buying my child. I wouldn't have a child, but if I did, I would not be buying my child a $150 Lego set as a play toy that's tiny at that. Because I'm not going to lie, when I was a kid, I got the original Lego Millennium Falcon, and I'm sure that cost a bunch of money. But it was a ton of pieces, and it was a large set. But these Smart Brick sets, no thank you. Now, don't get me wrong. If Lego was like, you know what, Scotty, Holiday Star Wars, we're going to send you this Lego Smart Brick set for you for free, and all you have to do is stream your build of it because you're such a good Lego streamer, I would do it. But I will not be paying my money to buy a Smart Brick or a Smart Brick set. I think if Lego wanted to do anything new and innovative, why not make their own light kits? You know what I mean? Like, if there's something Lego could do to make me spend more money than I already do on Lego, it would be to light up my Lego sets. But nope, instead they just want to do sound effects, so no Smart Brick for me. But let me know what y'all think about the Smart Bricks. For those who do build Lego, or in general, would you buy a Lego set that is ugly, design-wise, but that your characters will make noises? Oh, and there's the printing on the figures too, which I know for people who collect minifigures, I can't imagine they will be collecting these Smart Brick minifigures. Oh, thanks, Brian. He said you can light up your Legos like you light up our lives. That's very sweet of you to say. I appreciate that. I hope I'm doing this right. Yeah, see? Funky. But yeah, Lego, make your own light kit. That seems like a way cooler idea. Am I going to make multiple of these? Yep, I'm going to make 2. Now we might actually, looking over this, we might actually get started on the actual wing itself tonight. I didn't think we would, but looking at the time, we might be jumping into it. All right, we got 2 of these. Okay, they're gonna go on these outside pieces here. Oh, see? Like I said, it's really cool looking. However, it is not the most structurally sound until you've got all the pieces on it. I'd say that's probably the only downfall of this mock, or maybe mocks in general, is that obviously they're not official, so they can be a little janky while you put them together. But that is not to say that I think it's janky when it's put together, because like I've said before, and I'll continue to say, I think this is an amazing mock, and everyone should go check out 2 Bricks who made the mock. They're tagged in the description. But putting this together, I'm like, oh god, I gotta get these pieces just right. And then I'm like, how did they even come up with this as they were putting it together? Like, if I were to build my own Lego set from scratch, I don't even know where I'd want to start. Like, if I was like, okay, I'm gonna build the Lego Stinger Mantis by myself from scratch, I don't even know where I'd start. Probably the wing. I don't know. Or maybe I'd start with the base of the ship, but I can tell you one thing, my wing would not rotate. I would not be able to figure that out. This is a really interesting piece. As I've mentioned before, I had to build the set to kind of portion out each piece, which we've seen how much that helped earlier. But these pieces that I'm going to put on here are actually a part of the landing gear. And I'll show y'all once I get it together. But yeah, there's pieces on here that actually fold down that are a part of the landing gear, which it's really cool how it was incorporated into it. All right, we're going to build 4 of these. So let's get our 4 pieces out there. Two, 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 and 2. I kept joking that because I paid for this set, I had to buy all the pieces separately. I had to buy the instructions. Like, they'll probably end up putting out a Lego Stinger Mantis set, like an official Lego one, and then I'll have to buy it because it'll come with all the minifigures. Like, I'm just waiting for that to happen. With my luck. But I still don't think it'll be as good as this one, to be honest. It definitely won't be on the same scale. Because like I said, this is the back. Like, this is just the back of the ship. We don't even have the wing on it. We don't have the entire cabin that's going to come out to at least here, if not longer. So this is a great size ship, and I'm excited to finish it and get it on the shelf behind me. I'm going to attempt to put it between my Republic gunship and my Venator. The UCS gunship and UCS Venator, but I don't know if it's gonna fit. I'm gonna have to buy a stand for it, but of course it won't be like a stand made for it. It'll have to be a custom stand, so we'll have to find one that will support it structurally well. I've got just about just about all of my ships up there I have on acrylic stands now. I've got one for the Venator coming. My mom actually got it for me for Christmas. And it's so funny because I think, like, of all the things people would ask for as gifts, and she's buying me this giant piece of acrylic plastic that's going to make my Lego look prettier on the shelf behind me. Like, she didn't buy me the Lego. She's buying me the stand for the Lego. And it's just so silly when I think about it. I appreciate it. I'm very thankful that she got it for me because I didn't expect her to, because these ships, or these like giant acrylic pieces made for these Legos, are not cheap. But her and my sister both surprised me. I'm not going to tell you what ship my sister got me a stand for because I haven't built it yet. I own it, I just haven't built it yet. We're going to save that for a future date. I actually bought it when I bought the Vader's Castle Lego, which I don't even know how long ago that was at this point, but it was a while ago. And unfortunately, Vader's Castle, which I do have on the shelf behind me, is going to have to get booted at some point because it's not a ship. And hypothetically, I'd like to have all my favorite ships on the shelf behind me. Or even if they're not my favorite ship, like the ship it's from a favorite character of mine or from a show that I really like, you know, whatever. I'm looking at you, Ahsoka's T6 shuttle. This is actually going to be... oh, crap. This is actually going to be one of our stands. Or one of our pieces of landing gear, I should say. And it is going to clip on here. So it goes in like that, and then you will be able to pull it down, and so it'll kind of stand like this. We'll get there. We will get there, and I will show y'all in all its glory, because I was building these pieces after I finished like building the ship itself, and I was like, what the hell is this stuff? What are these extra pieces for? How is there more instructions? Come to find out, it's legs that go in this landing gear, and there's space inside the ship to put them. So we'll get into it when we get there. Yeah, we're definitely getting started on the wing tonight. All right. And this one is going to go here. And see, as I mentioned, we've got all the red on the inside. And all the outside is these smooth white pieces. So I keep pulling that off. But you see how we're kind of getting somewhere with it? Starting to look like something. All right, so there's that. All right, yeah. We're starting on the wing. So let's move this to the side, move these to the side, and open up these other bags. I'm getting a lot farther along than I thought I would. That is bag one. Then I have those as well. Obviously, we see some much larger pieces in here, so we're really getting into it. I need 2 of these. I think this is going to be the piece that actually attaches in this big space here, which is where the wing's actually going to attach to the mechanism. I had mentioned this in my first stream over a month ago, so I don't expect y'all to remember. But I did have to build the set so I could portion out the pieces. However, I did not put it together. So I kind of built each section and kept it separate. So I haven't even seen the ship fully assembled all together. I wanted to make sure that I saved that for the what I'm calling the official build, because did I build it already? Yes, but I didn't count that as the official build. The official build is here with y'all. Okay, are these pieces in here, or do I need to open up this little... Yeah, I need to open up this little bag here. Speaking of the Ahsoka series, I need to finish this lo-fi song in time for season 2. I've been having it play on my streams, so I know y'all have heard it before, but I need to finish it. If y'all want me to finish it, that's the real question. Because I've gotten a lot of love recently on the Ventress Lo-Fi, and I'm really thankful for that, because obviously we know she's my favorite character, so I could not make it perfect. And I got some great feedback from Katrina on it when I was first kind of putting it together, because I wanted somebody who I also know really loves the character, really knows the music that represents the character, and I wanted that opinion because I knew it was just as important to them as it was to me. And they gave me some really great feedback, kind of reworked some things, and I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I'm really happy with like the love that I've received on it. I really enjoy getting the little TikTok notifications where it's like, so-and-so made a reel with your sound, and I always go and like them. Brian said, I feel like I could use your lo-fi to fall asleep instead of white noise. I'm going to take that as a compliment. I assume that's how you mean it. And, but honestly, I've actually put my lo-fi playlist on when I'm going to sleep. So yeah, it's great for that. I listen to lo-fi a lot when I script. Obviously I use it during my streams for background music. But yeah, most of the time I'm cleaning or scripting, and that's when I play lo-fi. But it's just nice and calming. See, you said it's very calming as I'm saying it's very calming. You get it. I appreciate it, Brian. I think this is going to be where the wing attaches. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So we're going to put another one of these on there. We need 3 of these red pieces, and 1 of these gray pieces. See, this is another place where the build starts to get funky, because we're putting on these Legos that not only have pieces on the side, but they've got pieces on top, on both sides. So we're going to start attaching things in a very fun and interesting way. Hopefully this gets covered, because there's some dirt on that piece. And I ain't got it like that, so when I bought these pieces, I did not buy it brand new. Would I have loved to buy them as all brand new pieces? Yes, but it would have been so expensive And like I said, I ain't got it like that, so used pieces will do fine. My only complaint is some of the used pieces I was sent, I was like, this is heavily used. I didn't want to be that person, but I was like, Jesus Christ. Some sellers used in comparison to other sellers used was day and night. Okay, 1, 2. But I'm not gonna lie, what I did to make up for it is I tried to put the rough looking pieces, oh my god, like this. This is a white piece, but it's so yellowed from time. Tried to make sure I put these on the inside so they wouldn't be seen. Oh my gosh. Yeah, see. Perfect timing. God, look at those. These Legos have seen some things. Maybe I'll put this one up here. Put this yellow one there. It's so bad, y'all. It's so bad. This one and even this one looks a little yellow in the camera. All right. And the thing that sucks too with the pieces that are older like this, they're not as structurally sound either. Oh, I need a piece even longer than that. Do I have one? Yep. So they do not keep things together as nicely because they are older. Do we see? We're getting somewhere with this wing here. It's very large. It's large and in charge. Or as I think it was Eric put it earlier, it's well endowed. But as I kind of mentioned also, with this build by 2Bricks, there was an original one that they did, I want to say, and released it in 2021, and then they did an updated version in 2023 with Survivor. And with the Survivor build, it took a lot of the outer pieces like this and replaced them with smooth pieces instead of having studs. And of course that's more aesthetically pleasing to the eye, so that was another reason why I wanted the updated build. If you go and buy it, make sure that you purchase the 2023 one, because I did not at first, and that's why I have so many extra pieces. Thankfully, 2Bricks did have a like a sheet. If you want to build the 2023 one, here's the pieces you need to upgrade the 2021 one. But I definitely spent more money and did not realize that. But there's, like I said, there's a couple other things on the interior too that I was like, I gotta have that in the build. And that was another reason why I was like, well, guess we're getting all these pieces. I didn't realize how many leftovers I would have, though. I have a ton of leftover pieces. That's what I have in a bag in my closet. And see, like this piece, I plugged it, or I like connected it to this piece through that hole. It's just so random. How did they even think of that? . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . This is why I build Legos with instructions, not from scratch. Yup, greasy money, baby. You got it. Also, hi, Cobalt. How's your night going? Thanks for popping in. That's a figure that I feel like I need an official Lego release of. If they ever do a Mantis set, we've got to have an official Grease minifigure. Because, I mean, there's some really great ones that have been, you know, fan-made ones, but he's just a hard character to make a, like, custom headpiece for. Oh, it's morning where you are? Well, good morning. Yeah. No, not you can tell it's dirty, Crystal. I know. The yellowing. That's why they're going to be hidden with nice, pretty flat pieces. I promise. I also agree that when it comes to researching or scripting or whatever you're doing, you got to take a break. It's so important. We need the Mantis crew for sure. Like I said, I've got the Cal minifigure and I've got BD1. But I don't have Seer. There's no Marin. There's no Grease. I don't need Bode. I'll take Eno Cordova any day over Bode Acuna. Exactly. Unfortunately, this part of the ship is not aged in true Star Wars fashion. This looks like it's brand new. But you know, it's fine. It's going to be covered with nice flat pieces. You won't even see it. Did I even? No, I did not put these pieces on here. Or maybe I did. I did. Okay. Moving on. I have seen Bode and Kata are a must. Okay, I understand Kata because hypothetically, if we really want to get into it, hypothetically, if they do ever build a Mantis set, it's going to be for Jedi 3. And Kata is going to be a part of Jedi 3. Like, there's no question. She's going to end up being a part of it in some way. So it'd be like literally the second Ghost set that they did that has like Hera, Jason Syndulla with brown hair. I think it has like a Mon Calamari person, a Random Republic soldier, and maybe Chopper, if I'm not mistaken. So if we were to get like a Jedi 3 Star Wars Jedi Mantis, it'd probably have like Cal, Marin, Kata, BD1, and that'd probably be it. And then it'd give us like the villain or something. Who knows? You love brown hair, Jason? Here's a question. Have you seen any behind the scenes photos without Jason's green hair? And I'm sorry if you've posted it before, because I definitely haven't seen it. Yeah, I want Grease. Like, we need a Grease minifigure, but I'm saying if they did a set, Lego would probably be like, we're not going to do all the characters. We're just going to do the ones that are relevant to this game. And people are predicting Grease might die in Jedi 3. I hope not. He's such a scaredy cat. Like, I don't want to see Grease die. We already had to deal with Seer's death, and that was a lot. And Eno Cordova's. They said, surprise, Eno Cordova's not dead, but actually now he is. That was hard. Oh, you have seen brown hair Grease. Or brown hair Grease. Brown hair Jason. Robo Arm Grease or Fallen Order Grease? See, that's a tough question. Because I really like Grease. I like his hair in Fallen Order better than in Survivor. Something about the braids. I don't mind like the goatee braid, because doesn't he have a braid in the front? Maybe not. The side braids, I don't know, they're kind of funky to me. I'll take either though. I just want a Grease minifigure. I need Grease, I need Marin, I need Seer. Now here's where like I have a choice. and where I have a firm answer. If we were to get a seer minifigure, I want a Jedi Survivor seer. I don't want the Fallen Order seer. Like, that's what it comes down to. Oh, okay, so you say your money's on Grease and Kata being the only ones making it out at Jedi 3? Rough. I'd like to think Marin would survive. She could just transform into mist like Mother tells and call it a day. Come back whenever she needs to. They should include Eno, but only in his burial form with his bald head sticking out from under the funeral cloth. That's me. I could have been the stand-in. Yeah, the Twi'lek erasure on Jason, bad. It's bad. Like, they could have gave him like cone ears or something, but I really like the idea of having a Twi'lek with Leku, but like a little scruff of hair on top. I think that'd be really cute and a really fun design. So like a teenage Jason with actual Leku, that'd be pretty cool. There's so many things they could do. Bald seer is the best seer. I mean, Fallen Order seer, she's just not like fully formed for me. You know what I mean? I like the long hair too. I just think that Leku with hair could be really fun if done well. Then again, we've all seen live action Hera, so I don't know how well they could do Leku on Jason as like a human Twi'lek hybrid. So maybe I should just stop and be happy with what we got. We need Crystal Kyber to come in and do some makeup on Jason. Get him some Leku. Fix Hera's makeup. Like, if done well. That's the caveat. Just on the hair. Yeah, Crystal needs to go to Pinewood. I agree. Exactly. Listen to the fans. Jason with orange skin and bright blue eyes. Are we talking orange skin, like actual orange, like Cham Syndulla? Or are we talking a fleshy orange, like Garsa Fwip? R.I.P. Diva. Isn't Pinewood the like studio lots that they shoot in the UK? Yeah, so like Garsa Fwip orange. I agree. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Jason in the Ahsoka series, but yeah, the Twi'lek erasure is bad. All I know is Hera better not be on Zoom for Ahsoka Season 2. Like she was in Season 1. I've seen the concept art. It looks like she's going to be on Dathomir. I'm really scared for Dathomir in live action. I'm not going to lie. I'm real nervous. Okay, so Cobalt says Ahsoka Season 1 was shot in LA at Manhattan Beach Studios. Season 2 will be at Pinewood with a different crew for makeup, costumes, etc. Okay. Alright. That sounds promising. I mean, I imagine that the budget's a little bit higher too because, you know, they got a Season 2 and I've seen all the crazy stuff that Dave Filoni wants to put it in with that concept art, so... See, and this is my problem with Ahsoka Season 2, or the Ahsoka series in general. I think it should be split into 2 series. I think we need a Far Galaxy series, which is the actual Ahsoka series, and then a main galaxy side, which is, whatever. It could be the slot that Rangers of the New Republic was supposed to take, because I want both parts to have equal time to be fleshed out and to really get those stories. Like thinking about Admiral Akbar versus Grand Admiral Thrawn. Are we going to have time to do all of that? That's going to be one episode and then it's going to be over. Like, I need some tension. I need to be stressed. Interesting. Season 2 will have a reduced budget, but there's UK tax relief stuff, so... Well, only time will tell. Well, they wrapped. Didn't they wrap production? Did Rosario Dawson post a picture or something about it being wrapped recently? I don't pay that much attention to the behind-the-scenes stuff, so I apologize if I'm completely wrong. Oh yeah, so they can do all their funky filming on the volume in LA. Like if we go to the World Between Worlds again, they just do that. They just do that in somebody's backyard with the volume. Exactly, Brian. I'm worried. I'm worried we're not gonna get fully into it. I want time with these characters. Also, I just want to point out that looking at the poll, Mando and Grogu is still winning at 38%, but both Maul, Shadowlord, and Ahsoka Season 2 are at 31% each. So we're at 31%, 38%. Oh, I lied. Somebody just responded to it. Shadowlord and Mando and Grogu are tied at 36%, with Ahsoka Season 2 at 29%. Okay, the World Between Worlds was actually green screen on an elevated lit platform. Interesting. I didn't hate it. Not Maul Shadowlord for Marok and Ahsoka Season 2 for everything. Marok, as I said before, that's one of my Star Wars boyfriends. So, yeah, I'm excited that he's going to be back. Hopefully with a little bit more to do this time. Hopefully we'll get some more voice lines from him. Oh, this piece looks like shit. I'm excited, but yeah. Andor, peak. I don't know when we're going to get something like that again, or if we will ever get something like that again. We can only hope, fingers crossed, but... Sam Witwer playing Marok voice-wise. This all makes sense as to why I like him and why I think he's hot. Sam Witwer is hot. Crystal said the World Between Worlds is just 3 smoke machines and a black backdrop. A black backdrop with Christmas lights poked through it for stars. Yeah, the stars aligned for Andor. No, that's better, Brian. LED strips. I said Christmas lights. You're right. It looked better than Christmas lights. Oh, let's not talk about the smoke. Let's not talk about the smoke. We all saw me crying on YouTube at the Clone Wars flashbacks. I'm not gonna lie, I cried. We all saw. I posted it. Everybody watched it. But yeah, in hindsight, it looked like shit. And I didn't think it looked amazing at the time either. I was just very caught up in it. Every conversation leads back to Shadow Warrior. And I know you love Shadow Warrior, Cobalt. Do I have all these pieces on here? See, look, we're getting somewhere. We're getting some stuff going on here. You loved the transition between Skywalker and Vader. Here's my question to that. Did you love the transition when he was flashing between Anakin and Vader in the suit in the World Between Worlds? Or did you just... Well, I guess that was the only time it transitioned from Anakin to Vader. I don't know. I'm just like, they made a whole suit for that. Yeah. Was it you, Cobalt, who posted? Somebody posted recently on Twitter a comparison between the Obi-Wan Kenobi Vader suit and the Ahsoka Vader suit. And I think I liked the Ahsoka Vader suit better as well. I don't know anything about like the behind the scenes of it all, but the thing I noticed is the Ahsoka suit looks like it had blue buttons on the life support, and the Obi-Wan suit looks like it had green buttons. And I think I liked the blue better. Not reheating your nachos. I see it though. I get it. Yeah. And see, I love The Empire Strikes Back. That's my favorite of the original trilogy. So I'm not surprised I like that one better. See, now we're just getting funky. I wonder who's going to kill the tiebreaker between Maul Shadowlord and Mando and Grogu in the poll. That's what I'm interested to see. Where the hell did these pieces go? I'm not gonna lie, I like the black lenses better. So I'm not surprised. That's not to say that the red lenses, I don't think they're bad. I just like the blue buttons and the black lenses. Mando and Grogu will have some cool creatures. I don't doubt that. Like, the Mandalorian's always great with creatures. So, you know what creature I'm excited for in The Mandalorian and Grogu? Zeb. That's the creature I'm excited for. Interesting. Another flashback you hope you see is with Grievous one last time, because they cooked so hard with his design. That's valid. Though I don't know where a Grievous flashback could fit in. Because if we were going to get a Grievous flashback, I mean, maybe... Well, Ahsoka did fight Grievous. I think they fight... they definitely fight in the Youngling arc. But I can't remember if they fought outside of that. Zeb toast. Yeah, Agent Callus. We need sexy Callus with his husband, Zeb, and Mando and Grogu. You know, if media learns anything from heated rivalry, it's that fans want gay kissing. They want men kissing in their media. So Zeb and Callus should kiss in Mando and Grogu. Then maybe I won't talk shit about it. Okay, I could see Grievous on Dathomir. That's true. I don't know if my heart could handle that, but... Yeah, I mean, Ventress got a mention in the Ahsoka Season 1, which y'all know. I was like, oh my god, they said her name! And I could see them mentioning Grievous. Look, it's getting longer. Not Callus is super fast spinning. I saw somebody post about that today too. Fans also want good costumes, and I am one of them. please get Kara out of her Party City outfit. Yeah, speaking of Ventress's design, 1, it's awesome. 2, I could cosplay her because I'm bald. So that's easy. Well, I guess she has hair now, so maybe not as easily. But I want to talk about her original Dark Disciple lightsaber. I miss that saber, and I think it's better than the one they gave her in the Bad Batch in Tales of the Underworld. That's so true. The best part about video game ships is the interiors actually fit the exteriors. Unlike Ahsoka's T6. Woo! Yeah. Ventress's official saber for Bad Batch and Tales, it feels like they reheated. I don't want to say reheated the nachos. Well, kind of. They just said, okay, let's reheat her nachos of her original saber, make it a little different, and now the blade's yellow. What's the backstory? How does she have a saber that looks so similar to her old ones that she lost? And then how did she get a yellow crystal in it? Exactly. You almost forgot everything that happened in Ahsoka Season 1? Well, that's because they just told you what was happening in every scene, so you didn't have to pay that much attention. Now I sound like Austin. But yeah, writing. Filoni doing all of Season 2. Please bring back a writer's room. Ooh, this is not a good piece to go on the outside. What the hell is a writer's room? Yeah, exactly. You just need one guy, and you know what? Maybe even just chat GPT. Just tell it what you want your story to be about, and it'll write it for you. God. You don't want to stay for my AI rant, Brian? Thank you for hanging out, Brian. Always good to see you. I hope you have a lovely rest of your evening. Maybe go put on some lo-fi to help you get to sleep. Rebels writer's room conditions were diabolical. Dave should just ask Grok. Jesus Christ. Not Dave should just ask Grok. Every time I see people on Twitter under a post that says, at Grok, is this real? I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, have you ever heard of, like, just Google searching? You don't even need Gemini. You can Google search on your own and figure out things using your brain. What is Grok? Good question. Something that's helping to kill the environment. That's what it is. And for people that don't want to think on their own or use critical thinking skills. I was actually talking to one of my friends on Instagram. And I was like, I've almost considered putting in disclaimers in my videos being like, this video is created without the use of AI. Because I'm like, I don't want people to think I'm fucking chat GPTing shit for my scripts and whatnot. And I see the AI thumbnails. I see the AI thumbnails, and I'm just judging those people. I'm like, really? You couldn't make a thumbnail? You had to just AI a thumbnail? It's just so frustrating. And it's obvious, too. Alright, here's I think I was pretty close with the length of the wing. It might be longer than I thought it actually was earlier, because this is like the whole camera width, and it somehow it's going to connect to all this. Star Wars lore videos with AI thumbnails. Yep. Very interesting indeed. Damn, we're actually getting a lot further on this wing than I thought we were going to tonight. And in this stream. Is this a Star Wars based channel? Yes, it is. Definitely a Star Wars based channel. Oh, you got here randomly? Well, thanks for joining us. I'm glad to know that the algorithm works sometimes. But yeah, I love the Star Wars Jedi games, obviously, because I'm building the Stinger Mantis. I love Star Wars animation. But, you know, sometimes I'll do reactions and whatnot. I don't feel like I'm very good at reactions, if I'm being completely honest, because I don't think I'm very reactive. But sometimes I cry, like I mentioned earlier with Shadow Warrior in the Ahsoka series. You can go watch me cry to that episode on my YouTube channel. The best character in Star Wars Jedi is Scuba Stev. Yeah, he's pretty great. Yeah, I mean, it was intense. It hit me in the feels. You said you bought it, but your PS4 needs to retire. Not you cried for different reasons. I actually got a PS5. This is hilarious. I got a PS5 for the Knights of the Old Republic remake when it was supposed to be a Sony exclusive. So, go figure that. But I also needed to get a next-gen console for Jedi Survivor. So. Oh, look. It's a new color. I love this. It's just a little yellow light. See? And I guess next stream we're actually going to make the wing look pretty. This is fucking long. This is long as shit. And it's crazy seeing it on the camera now. Like, just keeping it in the frame. Oh, okay. You just finished the Battlefront 2 story. So, funny enough, one of my friends was like, oh, if you don't like Battlefront, like, just get it, play the campaign. Just play the campaign. Like, that's like the story mode. You'll like it. I tried playing the campaign, and let me tell you, I think I got to the level where it's Lando and the... Is he a Bith? Why can't I remember Cad Bane's species? I'm thinking Bith, but I think that's wrong. Either way, I got to the level where Lando and Duros... Thank you, Cobalt. Yeah, where Lando and the Duros guy are on some mining planet, and I was like, you know what? This game's just not for me. Yeah, Shriv on Sullust. It's like, this game's just not for me. I wish I could get into Battlefront, but I'm not good at FPS games at all. I got Star Wars Outlaws. Didn't make it that far in that game either, because I'm not good at it. It was bad. My stepdad actually randomly started playing Star Wars Outlaws, so people complaining about, oh, I'm a man, so I don't want to play as a girl in my game. My fucking, like, almost 50-year-old stepdad is playing Outlaws and enjoying it, so if he doesn't have a problem playing as a girl, then maybe your argument is invalid. 4K hours on Battlefront 2. Oh, I'm thinking 4K images. I'm thinking you've got like 4K screenshots. You mean you've played 4,000 hours of Battlefront 2? I see. Okay. Yeah, I wish I could do FPS games, but it's just not in the cards for me, unfortunately. I figured you would. All right, I've got an extra flat piece. Could it go anywhere on here maybe? Did I miss it somewhere? So yeah, we've got the beginning of the wing here. And this brings us to the end of the stream. So, at this point, I am back streaming on Tuesdays now, every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. We're going to finish the Stinger Mantis build. We've still got a lot to go. As you can see, so far, we've got the back of the ship. We've got this portion that's going to be connecting the wing onto the ship, and we've started the wing. So we're going to work on the wings some more, and then I think after that, we're actually going to start working on the cabin of the ship. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my Star Wars content. Got a new video coming soon, which I got to go edit audio for after this. But make sure you subscribe, like the stream, and I will see you next Tuesday. May the Force be with you. Thanks y'all for hanging out, and have a good night.